Long ago, in a small fishing village along the African coast, there was a girl named Abeni. She had the kind of beauty that stopped people in their tracks, but it wasn't just her looks that made her special. Abeni's heart was as vast as the ocean, and her spirit was filled with curiosity and a longing for something more than her simple life in the village. Every day, as the sun set and painted the horizon in hues of gold and orange, Abeni would sit by the shore, her toes buried in the cool sand, and stare out at the endless waves. Her people were deeply connected to the sea. It gave them food, told them stories in the whispers of its waves, and sometimes it took loved ones away, never to return. The elders often told tales of the sea, warning the younger generation to respect and fear it in equal measure. Among these stories was one about the Mami Wata mermaids who were said to live beneath the waves, ruling the underwater world with unmatched beauty and power. Some said the Mami Wata were kind and offered blessings, while others claimed they were tricksters who lured people to their watery doom. But Abeni wasn't afraid of the stories. If anything, they made her more curious. What lay beneath the waves? Was there truly a world where mermaids swam freely, far from the hardships of human life? These questions filled her thoughts day and night. One moonlit night, as the village lay silent and the sea glimmered like molten silver, Abeni felt a strange pull. She couldn't explain it, but something urged her to leave her hut and walk to the shore. The night air was cool, and the waves lapped gently against the rocks. As she approached the water, she noticed something unusual. Sitting on a rock near the edge of the sea was a figure, unlike anything she had ever seen. It was a woman, but not quite. Her upper body was human, with smooth, dark skin that glowed under the moonlight, and her hair cascaded down her back like strands of silk. But her lower half was unmistakably that of a fish, covered in shimmering scales that reflected every color of the rainbow. Abeni's breath caught in her throat. She was staring at a real Mami Wata. The mermaid turned her head and smiled, her teeth white and sharp like pearls. "Do not be afraid, child," she said in a voice that was both soothing and commanding. "I have been watching you." Abeni's heart raced. "Watching me? Why?" she managed to whisper. "Because you are different from the others," the mermaid replied. "You dream of a world beyond this village. You long for freedom and adventure. Am I wrong?" Abeni shook her head. "You're right," she said, her voice trembling. "But why would you care about someone like me?" The mermaid's smile deepened. "Because I see a kindred spirit in you, and I can offer you what your heart desires." The mermaid explained that the life Abeni dreamed of could be hers if she chose to leave her earthly existence behind. She could join the underwater realm, become one of the Mami Wata, and live a life of wonder and magic. But there was a cost. "Once you choose this path," the mermaid said, "there is no turning back. You will leave your family, your friends, and everything you know. The ocean will become your home, and the land will forget you." Abeni hesitated. The thought of leaving her family filled her with sorrow, but the promise of a life without limits, a life of adventure and beauty, was too alluring to ignore. She looked into the mermaid's eyes and asked, "What must I do?" The mermaid's eyes sparkled. "Come to the shore at dawn. Bring nothing but yourself. The ocean will do the rest." That night, Abeni couldn't sleep. She thought about her parents, her younger brother, and the friends she would leave behind. But as the first light of dawn crept over the horizon, her heart was set. She walked to the shore, her feet leaving faint imprints in the damp sand. The mermaid was waiting for her, her tail glittering in the morning light. "Are you ready?" the mermaid asked. Abeni nodded. "I am." The mermaid reached out her hand, and Abeni took it. As their fingers touched, a strange sensation coursed through her body. The air around her seemed to shimmer, and the world blurred. She felt her legs grow numb, and when she looked down, she saw her feet dissolving into a trail of silver scales. Her body transformed, becoming sleek and fluid. In moments, she had become one of them, a mermaid. The ocean welcomed her with open arms. The mermaid led her beneath the waves, where an entire kingdom awaited. Coral palaces glittered in the depths, schools of fish swirled like living rainbows, and other mermaids greeted her with songs that echoed through the water. Abeni felt a sense of belonging she had never known before. Life in the ocean was everything Abeni had dreamed of and more. She explored underwater caves filled with treasures from shipwrecks, swam with dolphins, and danced under the light of the moon with her newfound sisters. The Mami Wata taught her their ways, sharing secrets of the deep that no human could ever know. But as the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Abeni began to feel a pang of longing. She missed her family. She missed the warmth of the sun on her skin and the sound of the wind in the trees. She had gained everything she had ever wanted, yet she felt incomplete. One evening, as Abeni sat on a rock near the surface, staring at the distant shore, the mermaid who had transformed her appeared. "You miss them, don't you?" she said softly. Abeni nodded, tears mixing with the salt water around her. "I do. But I chose this life. I can't go back." The mermaid's expression grew somber. "That is true. The ocean does not give back what it takes. But there's a way to see them one last time." Abeni's heart leaped. "Tell me how." The mermaid explained that once a year, on the night of the full moon, the boundary between the land and sea weakened. Abeni could return to her village for a single night, but when the moon set, she would have to return to the ocean forever. When the full moon arrived, Abeni swam to the shore under its silver glow. She transformed back into her human form and walked to her village. Her heart pounded as she saw the familiar huts and heard the sounds of her people. She found her family and embraced them, tears streaming down her face. Her parents were overjoyed but confused. "Where have you been?" her mother asked. "We thought you were gone forever." Abeni could not explain. She simply said, "I've been on a journey. But I'm here now, even if just for a little while." The night was filled with laughter, stories, and love. Abeni cherished every moment, knowing it would be her last on land. As the first light of dawn broke, she felt the ocean calling her back. She hugged her family one last time and ran to the shore, tears streaming down her face. As the sun rose, Abeni dove into the waves and transformed once more. She looked back at the shore, at the life she had left behind, and then turned to the open ocean. The mermaids welcomed her back, their songs filling the water with sorrow and joy. Abeni had chosen a life of wonder and freedom, but she had learned that every choice comes with a price. She would remember her family's memory in her heart forever, even as she swam through the endless blue depths of her new world. And so, the girl who left her Earth life for a mermaid's existence became a legend. Her story was whispered by the waves, carried by the winds, and told by the villagers as a tale of courage, sacrifice, and the eternal pull of the unknown. To this day, fishermen claim to see her silhouette dancing beneath the moonlit waters, a reminder that some dreams are worth chasing, no matter the cost.